So, because Love Island starts on Sunday, this Sunday, I thought I'd have a look, have a look at the contestants on this year's winter Love Island. Obviously, Caroline Flack isn't presenting it this year. Maybe she'll present the one in the summer. But yeah, let's have a look at the video, and then we'll go through them all.
All them whites.
My name's Shauna.
My name's Mike.
I'm Paige.
I'm Connor.
Sophie.
I'm Naz.
I'm Leanne. Eve.
Ollie.
Jess.
Callum.
Shanice Fudge. Having the second name Fudge does make me feel really unique. I absolutely don't like Fudge.
My type on paper is probably blonde, athletic.
Nice to my mum, because if you don't get on with Tracy, then there's no future.
You know what? I'm going to say this now. Self-confessed mummy's boy.
No, I would say I want tall, dark and handsome.
The dark hair, brunette, definitely all day.
Looks-wise, tall,
Nice.
pretty.
Since I've got these teeth, I've been pulling so many more birds. Someone caring, loving.
Not sensitive, because I literally will offend you straight away. I'm just like savage.
I like girls that have like straight kind of black kind of hair.
A lot of men, I would say, love my long dark hair.
Oh, pretty smile as well. I'm a sucker for
Sounds
pretty smile.
Bristolian.
So,
We like really confident guys. If you were to go to the club, like not the guy standing in the corner, like the guy dancing.
Twins.
I think we do share the same type, definitely.
Wouldn't harm a shed of grouse more as well. It's like a bit of land, which is like a heather, a load of grouse live on it. It's a big deal.
He sounds a bit of a
depends who you ask. I'd say I'm a good
Twit.
boyfriend because, as I said, I'm really caring and considerate. But I guess can't be that great if I'm still single. So. I have been known for ghosting the girls.
Like, if you mug me off, shit's going down.
Just when I find someone, I just want to look at them and just think like, wow, you are amazing and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Sorry, I just make myself cringe.
I'll be that guy, you know, that opposite Mike you can lean on.
Basically, Jess needs to get along with my new boyfriend, and I need to get along with Jess's new boyfriend.
Depends which ex you ask. Am I a good boyfriend?
Am I loyal?
I tick many boxes. I can cook, I can clean, I do all the washing, I can make you laugh. Oh, I hope I'm going to be successful on Love Island.
I am excited. I think it's like the excitement of like the unknown.
I feel like my role in the villa will be an alpha dog.
I know, like, what 100% loyalty is, 100% trusted. Because of Jess,
I'm definitely going to look to sweep someone off their feet.
I pledge to change.
Get me in that villa, let me see the girls.
It would be so ideal if I just met someone, got along with them and lived a happily ever after.
Game on.
Right, let's go through the girls first. So, obviously this year it's the first ever Winter Love Island, which is hosted by Laura Whitmore now instead of Caroline Flack, which only recently has been sorted. So, obviously, as well as finding love in the villa, the hopefuls will be competing to get their hands on £50,000 to share. And so let's start with the girls. So first up we have twins. I don't think they've had twins on there before. So which is Eve and Jess Gale. They're both 20 years old and students. And VIP hostesses from London, and insist they would never fight over a man. So one of the sisters' claim to fame is that Kylie Jenner's ex, Tiger, once slid into her DMs after he saw her at an event. I wouldn't say that's a claim to fame. Here's what the siblings had to say about themselves. So they got asked questions. So the first question was, what makes you the perfect Love Islander? Jess said, I'd be a good Islander because I'm fun, confident and spontaneous. Eve said, I would say I'm confident, chilled out and easygoing, which would make me a good Islander. Then he got asked, describe yourself in 3 words. Jess said, I'm kind, fun, and spontaneous. And Eve said, I'm obviously fun too. And I'd like to think I'm confident and friendly. And then they got asked, how would you rate your looks on a scale of 1 to 10? And what would you say is your best feature? Jess said, I'd say I was a 7.5. And my best feature is my hair. Eve said, I'm a 7. And my best feature is my hair. I don't get why they ask to rate your looks out of 10. It's ridiculous. Describe your ideal man. Jess said, someone who is confident, not cocky, self-assured, kind and respectful, and on the same intelligence level as me. Eve said, I want someone who is fun and confident and not shy. Quite alpha male, and I'd like a guy who is switched on. So, their celebrity crushes is Anthony Joshua for Jess, and the same for Eve. So, they might fall for the same guy in the villa. So, because they're twins, they got asked, do you ever fight over boys? Jess said, we've got so much respect for each other, we're not going to argue over a boy. Eve said, boys often say, right, I fancy you both. Which one of you wants me? Some boys will be messaging me and Jess at the same time. I don't think they think we talk. What song sums up your love life? Jess said, thank you, next by Ariana Grande. And Eve said, best thing I never had by Beyonce. So that is the twins. And then next up is, I can't pronounce her name. Shagna Phillips. So she's 25. And is from London. Works as a democratic service officer. So really intelligent. She joked that her best feature is her lips because she spent so much money on them. Here's what she said about herself before heading into the villa life. So, the thing that makes her the perfect islander is that she's chatty, funny and clever. People won't expect it from me. When they hear me speak about certain things, they'll be shocked. So quite interesting to see how she turns out. Also, she got asked what is her worst habit. And it is thinking she's always right. Or should I say, knowing I'm always right. Also, I never know when to shut up. There are some battles she won't win, and I'm still going to try. And her celebrity crush is Jack Fincham, who obviously won Love Island last year with Danny Dyer, who split up a while ago, and she has seen someone else. What song sums up your love life? And she said, Young Hearts Run Free by Candy Staton. So, yeah, she seems like a really good, really nice lady, nice girl. How do you tend to meet dates? The last 2 boys I've met have been through friends. They saw me on my friend's Instagram and asked to be set up. I've not been on any dating apps. I think they're less pressure when you meet someone out and just get chatting. What's been your most disastrous dating experience? been on a first date with a guy and getting a cab home to mine, and most recently ex-boyfriend was sat outside my house in his car crying. I was furious. The date didn't know how to react and just pretended to be on the phone. I ended up being with him for a year and a half after that. Describe your ideal first date. Something chilled. I wouldn't mind going for something to eat. I wouldn't wanna go to the cinema. Why take me on a date and then not talk and get to know me? True. What's the best or worst chat-up lines that someone has used on you or you have used yourself? She said, I got a message that said, if you were a McDonald's menu, you'd be a McGorgeous. Okay. What's an intimate turn-off for you in a guy? Someone who loves themselves, someone that's not listening to you. I just think go and annoy someone else. I think there's a few lads in there this year that's like that. So that is one. She got also asked, have you got any New Year's resolutions? And she said, stop being friendly with a fuckboy. So that's gonna be interesting then. That New Year's resolution would be gone before even this year started. Going in there. So next up is Sophie Piper. Sophie is a 21-year-old medical PA from Essex. And she has a very famous sister. You may recognise her as the sister of the Saturday singer and This Morning presenter Rochelle Humes. She's one of the number of islanders on the new series with a famous connection. Here's what she had to say about herself. So, there is... she must be the one, because I know Rochelle has... I think her sister does some makeup and stuff for her. So, I don't know if that's her. So, she said that she's very friendly and she's looking to find someone, which is the main thing. And that she's very open to the experience and she's excited to get into the villa now. And then she said, describe yourself in 3 words: kind, funny, and energetic. When she's had 8 hours sleep. What is your worst habit? Sleeping. If I could have a nap now, I would. I literally would sleep anywhere. Fucking hell. Describe your ideal man. Kind, with something about them. Someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously. I like confident but not cocky. Tall, tanned, and light-eyed. Light eyes. Who's your celebrity crush? Anthony Joshua again. So that's 3 people with celebrity crushes of him. It's interesting to see what other ones are going to be on there. Let's just go down. Next up. Ooh. Party trick. Have you got a party trick? I can balance a Malteser in my cheek dimples. I hope we see that on Love Island. Next up is Paige Turley, who's 22 from West Luton. And she also has a famous connection. This is the one I read in the paper. So, she used to go out with Lewis Capaldi. And she once appeared on Britain's Got Talent as well. So Lewis done alright for himself there, didn't he? So that'd be interesting. Apparently she's loud boisterous and fun. And will be getting kind of used to being someone you loved. What makes you the perfect Love Islander? I'm naturally flirty. I think it's nice to flirt. It feels good. I'm from a small village when everyone knows each other or has been an ex of someone. I want to find someone who is different and outside the small village mentality. What is your worst habit? I am constantly on my phone, mainly on social media. I feel like I'm not in the room as much as I should be. I think that's what I'm going to struggle with the most in the villa, not having my phone. And her celebrity crush is Tom Hardy. What song sums up your love life? Highway to Hell by AC/DC. My dates don't know what they're letting themselves in for. Yeah, I could just imagine. What else is there? Obviously, what's your claim to fame? Lewis Capaldi is my ex-boyfriend. We went out when we were younger. I was about 17 or 18. We were together for about a year. It ended really amicably, and we're still pals. Have you got any New Year's resolution? I'm strong-minded, so I need to ease up on it a bit and use it in the right way. What's a fun fact about you? When I was 14, I was on Britain's Got Talent as a solo singer. I got to the semi-finals. I sang Skinny Love by Birdie. So, another way to check her out. To have a look, see what her voice is like. Singing voice. Maybe we might hear a few songs on Love Island. Next up is Leanne Amening. Leanne is 22 and is a customer service advisor from London. Everyone's from London. She says she's the perfect Islander because she's fun, but also genuinely wants to find love. Leanne says she struggles to open up, so she's going into the villa with hope that she'll learn and change. Three words, she's described herself as unpredictable, fun, and charismatic. And that her worst habit is telling a few white lies. Sometimes she can be lazy, which is quite a bad habit too. Describe your ideal man. Someone who is rugged and manly, not anyone with a pretty face, and also want someone loyal and trustworthy. The list does go on. Who is your celebrity crush? Gerald Butler. So next up is Shaniza Fudge. She's 25 and a beauty consultant from Bristol. I thought she was from Bristol from her voice. She doesn't want to fudge up her experience. She reckons she's the perfect Islander because she's sassy and fun. She added, I've experienced quite a lot of men, so I know what I'm looking for. She seems like a bit of a... I'm not going to say it, but you know what I mean. Describe yourself in 3 words. My friends call me Princess Jasmine and the Eyebrow Queen. I'm also sassy. What is your worst habit? I struggle to get up in the morning as I love to sleep in. Your ideal man, tall, dark and handsome. I'm after my own Aladdin, I guess. Who is your celebrity crush? Anthony Joshua again. A lot of these fancy Joshua. What sums up your song Love Life? Survivor by Destiny's Child. How do you tend to meet dates? I've never been on a dating app. I met people through Instagram when they message, or I tend to meet people in real life. So next, let's do the boys now. Oh, hang on. It says here, what's your party trick? She can do the moonwalk. So I really hope we see that on there. So let's meet the boys. So we got Mike Bowton, who is 24, and is a police officer from London. So he will definitely go down well with the ladies. The copper says his charm and character are what makes him the perfect islander. And he said, I'm very personable person, so I'm easy to approach, and I'm hoping that'll make it easy for me to speak to your girl and connect with her. Describe yourself in 3 words. Confident, charming, and charismatic. Worst habit, playing with my beard. My mum hates it, but I can't stop doing it, especially when I'm thinking. Describe your ideal woman. Ambitious, a lot of personality, and of course beautiful. Who is your celebrity crush? Beyonce and Rihanna. How do you tend to meet with dates? I like to take action. If I see someone who I like, I'm not afraid to approach them and say hey. Well, good on you. Good on you. Next up was Connor Durman, who is 25 and a coffee bean salesman from Brighton. The cheeky chappie says he had to describe himself in 3 words. He'd choose funny, weird, and honest. He doesn't seem too bad. What is your worst habit? Snacking on hummus and crackers every day. I've done it for years. I love it. I eat it. I eat a pot a day. Pot a day. Who is your celebrity crush? Maya Gemma. Good shout. What song sums up your love life? Post Malone, Better Now. How do you tend to meet dates? I've had a few girls message me on Instagram, but I've only been on a few dates in the last 6 months. So, that was a little good video, which I found on The Mirror. So, yeah, as well as finding love in the villa, the hopefuls will be competing to get their hands on a share of the £50,000 prize fund. So there is also a police officer, the heir of Languedoc, Google it, a Britain's Got Talent star, Lewis Capaldi's ex, and a set of twins. So first, let's go to the girls. So we've got Eve and Jess Gale, who's 20, students and VIP hostesses from London, and insist they would never fight over a man, even though they have the exact same ideal man thing. So it'll be interesting to see what they are like when they're in there. So they reckon that their celebrity crush is Anthony Joshua. They're both of them. And they said that they tend to meet dates going out and about at events or work. And the same for Eve. Apparently Eve could never meet someone online. What's been your most disastrous date or dating experience? Jess said I was seeing someone and it was going really well. Then I saw him on Instagram in photos with a girl. The caption said, "A rare one, I love you. They've been to Dubai together and were proper tight. The dates with me meant he'd been cheating the whole time." Bloody hell. What's an immediate turn off for you and a guy? Jess said, if a guy comes across as insecure, it's a massive turn off. And Eve said, if they're a fuckboy, disrespectful, and talking to everyone when they're out, which, yeah, I understand that. Will you be loyal or do you have a wandering eye? Jess, when it comes down to it and things get serious, 100% I'll be loyal. But until that time, I think it's okay to have a wandering eye. Eve said, if it's serious, I'll be loyal. But if something is still progressing, I don't want to miss out on something that could potentially happen when someone else could be better for me. Looks like he's going to be bit of trouble. What's your identification of girl code? Jess, for every single girl, whether you know them or not, be kind, considerate, and understanding. For your closest friends, it's stepped up, and with Eve, it stepped up even more by 100%. If there's a guy that's upset Eve, he is cancelled in my bookings. He is cancelled in my books. Eve said, with Jess, I have the ultimate girl code. If someone upsets her, I'd never speak to them again. In the villa, I won't be snaky towards a girl, but if I like a guy, I would say. What's your claim to fame? Okay, so Eve's claim to fame is that Tiger, who is Kylie Jenner's ex, messaged her. They were both at an event and I posted an Instagram story, tagged him. Then he messaged her afterwards and they spoke on WhatsApp. Then her and Jess were in Ibiza. He was there again. He asked me to meet him and we arrived the day he left. Pop Smoke, an R&B rapper, messaged me too. So, not really a claim to fame, I would say anyway. So, what's your New Year's resolutions? Jess has said, keep being nice and treat people how I want to be treated. I believe in karma. I'd also like to be a vegetarian. And Eve said, I want to be a veggie. And they got asked, what's the party trick? And all they said was, we are the party trick. So next is Shangna Phillips, who's 25 and is from London. And she's a Democratic Service Officer. Sounds very posh and intelligent. She joked that her best feature is her lips because she spent so much money on them. Describe yourself in 3 words: funny, easygoing, and a little bit bossy. Which, yeah, being a Democratic officer, I can see why. What is your worst habit? Thinking I'm always right, or should I say knowing I'm always right. Her celebrity crush is Jack Fincham, who obviously won Love Island last year, with Danny Dyer, who have split up now and she's seeing someone else. I don't know about him. And the song that sums up her love life is Young Hearts Rung Free. So yeah, she seems quite a nice lady. Will you be loyal or do you have a wandering eye? My last boyfriend I was with cheated on me. I always used to think if I got cheated on, it'd be the door shut, go away. It's not like that. Cheating messes you up. I could never do that to anyone. I wouldn't like to be with someone who had cheated in their past. Yeah, I get that. What's your identification of girl code? Don't go near your friend's man, and don't go near a man who has got a girlfriend at all. New Year's resolution: stop being friendly to fuckboys. That's going to be a hard job in that Love Island. Next up is Sophie Piper. So she's 21 and a medical PA from Essex, and she has a famous sister. So, you may recognise her as a sister of the Saturday singer and This Morning presenter, Rochelle Humes. She is one of the number of islanders on the new series with a famous connection. So, she's very friendly. She's looking to find someone, which is the main thing. And she's very open to the experience and she's really excited. So apparently she described herself as kind, fun and energetic when she has 8 hours sleep. Obviously her worst habit is sleeping. If she can nap anywhere, which is gonna be quite hard in the villa, knowing that they don't go anywhere or do much. Who's your celebrity crush? Anthony Joshua again. A lot of these girls has a crush on Joshua. What song sums up your love life? All by Myself by Celine Dion. That's how I feel. That's how it feels at the moment. Hopefully it will change. So let's go on to the next one. It's Paige. Oh no, hang on. Have you got a party trick? I can balance a Malteser in my cheek dimples. I'd love to see that on Love Island this year. Next up is Paige Turley, who's 22 and is a singer from West Lothian. She also has a famous connection. She used to go out with Lewis Capaldi when she was when she was 16, 17, I think it was. And then what else was it? She also went on Britain's Got Talent when she was 14 as a solo singer. And she got to the semi-finals with Skinny Love by Birdie. So, what's your immediate turn-off for a guy? She said arrogance. I like someone who is confident, but if they're too much and it's borderline cocky, I'm not interested. They also got asked, how far are you prepared to go in the villa to get the guy you want? She said, I do want to go in and make friends, but we are all there to find love. I'm going to express how I feel. Will you be loyal or do you have a wandering eye? If it's the right guy, I like them enough, I'll be loyal. If the wandering eye comes, that's a sign it's not right. Yeah, true. Next up is Leanne Aiming. She's 22 and is a customer service advisor from London. She says she's the perfect islander because she's fun, but also genuinely wants to find love. Leanne says she struggles to open up, so she's going into the villa with the hope that she'll learn and change. Good on her. So she's described herself as unpredictable, fun, and charismatic. And her worst habit is telling a few white lies. Sometimes she can be lazy, which is quite a bad habit to have, apparently. And her celebrity crush is Gerald Butler. And the song that sums up her love life, she says, is Single Ladies by Beyonce. And she tends to meet dates usually through friends of friends. So next up is Shaniza Fudge. So she's 25, a beauty consultant from Bristol. And she doesn't want to fudge up her experience. She reckons she's the perfect islander because she's sassy and fun. She added, I've experienced quite a lot of men, so I know what I'm looking for. So, will she have every man on Love Island this year? We'll find out. So, apparently, her friends call her Princess Jasmine and Eyebrow Queen. I would call her something else, but I won't. And also sassy. Her worst habit is getting up in the morning, as she loves to sleep in. And her celebrity crush is Anthony Joshua again. And also Leonardo DiCaprio. So it'd be interesting to see how she turns out. And also her party trick is the moonwalk. So I really, really hope we see that. Next up is the boys. So we have Mike Boating, who is a police officer from London and is 24. The copper says his charm and character are what makes him the perfect islander. He said, I'm a very personable person, so I'm easy to approach, and I'm hoping that will make it easier for me to speak to a girl and connect with her. So he's described himself as confident, charming, and charismatic. His worst habit is playing with his beard. His mum hates it, but he can't stop it. Especially when he's thinking. Next is describe your ideal woman. He said ambitious, a lot of personality, and of course, beautiful. And his celebrity crushes is Beyonce and Rihanna, which is good shout. Describe your ideal first date. A nice dinner, a good conversation. I'm quite old school. I like to go for walks too, where we can talk and get to know each other. What's your best or worst chat-up line that someone has used on you? I'm lucky because of my job as a police officer. I can use the cheeky lines about getting handcuffs out. It normally works. What's your immediate turn off for you in a girl? I can't stand stinky breath. How far are you prepared to go in the villa to get the girl you want? I'm going into the villa to find love. If that means stepping on a few toes, burning a few bridges, and finding the love of my life, I'm willing to do it. What's your identification of the bro code? Make sure you always tell your bro about what's going on. Don't keep him in the dark, and always be honest as well. If you're going to be bros, don't lie to each other. What's your claim to fame? I know a few footballer friends from my football days. Dominic Calvert-Lewin played with me at Sheffield United. My brother Samuel was on The Apprentice a few years ago. So that's interesting. News resolution. To find a serious relationship, my mum will be watching the show with the intention of me finding someone and moving out. What's your party trick? I do great voice impressions of people like Barack Obama and Drake. Next up is Connor Durman, who is 25 and a coffee bean salesman from Brighton. The cheeky chappy says he had to describe himself in 3 words. He chose funny, weird, and honest. What makes you the perfect islander? I've been living in Australia for 4 years. In that time, I've grown up, done everything myself. I've got so many new and different life experiences. I've had 2 big relationships, one good, one bad. I think I've gone through a lot. I'm mature now and I know what I want. So, he seems like a decent lad. We will find out soon enough. His celebrity crush is Maya Jenner. And he described his idol woman as outgoing, a big personality, loving. I don't want her to be embarrassed to show it in front of people. Family orientated, and she's got to fit in with my mates. Just be easygoing. So he seems alright. What's the best, worst chat line that someone has used on you or you have used yourself? I hate chat lines. I prefer just meeting someone when I'm out. Alright. What's your immediate turn off for you and a girl? Flirting with other people. Yeah. What's your identification of the bro code? Whatever you say to your boys, they need to keep that to themselves. They need to have your back and not be snaky. I hate snakes. What's a fun fact about you? I was a naked waiter in Sydney. So next up is Callum Jones. So he is a scaffolder. 23 from Manchester. He says his builder banter mixed with a fact that he's down to earth is what makes him the perfect islander. So he describes himself as energetic, caring, and up for a laugh. What is your worst habit? I can be lazy. And he describes his ideal woman as fancy girls with dark hair, tanned skinned, red lipstick, and white nail polish. That's very specific. Who is your celebrity crush? Megan Fox. Good shout. How do you tend to meet dates? Online or on a night out? I do prefer it to be organic. Fucking hell. What's your identification of bro code? I always think it's best to go to a guy and speak to them first to clear out anything you need to. I wouldn't go behind a lad's back. New Year's resolutions, new year, new me, as they say. What's a fun fact about you? I love cooking and am a very good cook. Thai food is his speciality. So he'll be good for when they do the dates and that, and the lad's got to make a meal. So next up is Naz Majed. He is 23 and is a sports science graduate and a builder from London. They're all from London. Most of them are. He said he's the perfect islander because he's very different to the lads who'd been on the show before. And he described himself as funny, cheeky, and charismatic. And his worst habit is laughing in awkward situations. It never goes down well. Describe your ideal woman. I want someone cute and funny who can make my match my energy. His celebrity crush is Naomi Scott, who plays Princess Jasmine in the remake of Aladdin. Yeah, she was hot. She was nice. What's your immediate turn off in a girl? Being overly boisterous or not carrying themselves well. So, what's your party trick? Apparently he can whistle like a bird. Next up is Ollie Williams. Ollie is 23 and from Cornwall. So we had someone from Cornwall in there last year. And and he is a landowner and heir of the Langdruck estate. He says he's a perfect islander because he's an alpha male. He explained, wherever I go, I boss the room. I boss whatever I'm doing. I'll be the butt of all jokes, and but I'll also be the one I'll also be the one to make all the jokes. Yeah, I don't like him. He's attention seeking. Benji! Stop it. He's attention seeking. And he likes to be the centre of what is going on at the time. Oh God, he's going to be a nightmare. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm up front and let people know what I think of them. And he said he's fun, energetic, and traditional. I don't believe that. And his ideal woman is blonde, athletic, and funny. So, bro code means that putting your mates before a girl and prioritizing pals. That's what definition of bro code means to him. His New Year's resolution is to win Love Island. I didn't think that would happen at all. I didn't think he's going to win it. And apparently, the immediate turn off of a girl is having her phone out on a date, and bad breath. Next up is where is it? Oh, is that all of them? Is that all the lads? Well, that was quick. Oh, hang on. His party trick is that he throws a bloody awesome party and think Gatesby. What? I don't get that. What is your party trick? My party trick is the fact that I throw a blooming awesome party, think Gatesby, but with better fireworks. So, yeah, I don't think he's gonna win it one bit. So it'll be interesting to see this year's show, the winter one, the first ever winter Love Island, which obviously Laura Whitmore is presenting now instead of Caroline Flack. So Love Island kicks off at 9 p.m. this Sunday, January the 12th on ITV2. Cannot wait to see it.